this whole situation here has been an absolute mess. Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of What in the World is Going On, where I tell you about what's going on in sports all around the world. Now in this episode, I want to talk about the whole saga with Newcastle player Alex Isak and how his whole situation could actually take a turn relatively soon. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you don't know what the whole saga is about, let me explain in the next 60 seconds. So this is Alex Isak. He is a forward that plays for Newcastle United. Now, last month, he did announce that he no longer wants to play with Newcastle and he only wants to play with Liverpool. Now, Liverpool did put in a bid of 110 million euros and basically Newcastle shut it down. So Isak kind of heard that and decided to sit out for the entire summer. He's not playing in any matches and he said, I am not playing for you. I only want to play with Liverpool. He then eventually made an Instagram post basically hinting at the fact that promises were broken, nothing can be trusted, and he basically wants to leave. And then Newcastle kind of hit back and basically said, look, dude, you're under contract, so we actually don't have to let you go. Like, you are contracted to play here. So that's kind of the general gist as to what has happened so far. Now, here's where it gets interesting, okay? So like I mentioned beforehand, Newcastle does have the advantage in this negotiation, in this battle, because it is true, right? Isak is under contract until 2028, which is the 6-year contract he signed back in 2022. But Isak actually has a little bit of leverage here because he can invoke Article 17 of FIFA's regulations on the transfer and status of players. What does this mean? This means that at the end of this upcoming season, right, so around June of 2026, Isak can basically invoke this rule, basically unilaterally terminate this contract and walk away from the club and join Liverpool and pay a fee to Newcastle. Now, some people think that this is not going to happen because not only is it extremely rare, but you still have other hurdles because it's not going to be that straightforward because you also got to deal with the rules within the Premier League. But it is a rule that nevertheless exists and it's something that Isak could potentially use, and he does meet all of the criteria at the end of this season to invoke that rule. So whether he decides to go and invoke that or not, or even whether Newcastle decides to just go and transfer him over to Liverpool, it's just something we're going to have to wait to see. What do you think?